Hello and welcome back to another Trailer Wednesday episode. And today we are going to be taking a look at the teaser trailer for The Bride, starring Jessie Buckley and Christian Bale as Frankenstein's creature. But before we dive in, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. Are you excited to see these movies? Do you agree with our assessment? And if not, do you think the movie Pope should just shut the hell up? Comments are open. We never strike or block people. So Lee, a few weeks ago, we had the guys from Story Proof on, Bradley and Brendan. We did a very in-depth discussion of Frankenstein by Guillermo del Toro, right? And it was a very wonderful discussion because we basically took that movie apart, every which way to try to figure out what was going on here, what worked and what didn't work, right? But when it came to the Frankenstein story, the big pivot was the moment where things kind of started going in the wrong direction was when the creature asked Frankenstein to make him a mate, and Dr. Frankenstein said, "No, I'm not going to make a mate because then you'll just breed and have a race of monsters roaming the earth." Someone decided to take that story and run with it, and what we have here is well, the only way I can describe it is Mary Shelley meets Bonnie and Clyde kind of deal. Now this is coming on the tail end of our discussion of Frankenstein, so be sure to check that out. I will also be breaking that discussion into several more digestible segments that will be airing over the next few months while we're on break. So if you don't really have the time to stomach, a 2-hour discussion, I will be breaking it down to something that's much smaller and more easier to digest and more episodic, so you can check that out later on. But yeah, without further ado, Lee, let's go ahead and take a look at The Bride, and let's see what you think about this.
What?
Was I just the same before the accident?
All the slow-mo was the Zack Snyder that directed this.
There wasn't any accident. Everything we did it on purpose. There's nothing left to do now but live.
Oh, is that what we're looking? Wow. Okay, Christian Bale. Put some odd makeup on there. I guess that's what we're gonna do for the monster.
Come on, big man.
Is she not like white full like black punches off or something?
Until death do us part.
I feel like I'm just getting Joker Folia dude feelings right now.
What's my name? I can't remember.
That was okay. Cool. Thanks, Luca. That was a waste of my time. March 6th. It comes out less than 2 months.
Yep. So
okay.
you're right. Yeah, so you're right. It does have Joker Folio do vibes to it because you basically have, these two creatures running around and causing mayhem. I do think it's funny how you got Christian Bale, the guy who played Batman, kind of doing something similar to what Joaquin Phoenix did in that movie. So that's just another interesting nod right there.
It's very interesting to think about how we saw in the Frankenstein movie how they depicted the creature, and then we see in this where it literally is just Christian Bale, and they just throw like some stitches on the top of his head to kind of create the same effect. So very interesting, style. The choices that they're making with that. Obviously, the bride just looks like a normal person with some, I don't know, black splotches on her face that I don't know what that's there for.
I think that's
But
I think that's the goo that they use to resurrect her.
sure. Yep.
Again.
Cool. We use black glue. Got it. Makes sense. Okay. Cool. So I mean, who cares? I mean, I watched that like, okay, cool. I got nothing out of that. I don't know what. Is it just because Frankenstein came out that they're like, hey, cool, now we're gonna, create this, the bride? That's about the only thing I could think of for this, because I mean, it just feels like nothing. It's just like, okay, cool. I didn't get anything out of this. I didn't get anything out of the trailer other than just seeing parts of it, and it just looks like it's gonna totally flop. So that's my assessment on it. It sucks.
Well, I mean, but the thing is like you've got like they've decided to take it another direction, because normally when you think about Frankenstein, it's set in the 19th century, right? Like the Victorian era. Everybody's in horse-drawn carriages and they're wearing like the fancy vests and coats and everything. Here it's clearly set in the 20s and 30s, right? So early 20th century. So it's kind of interesting how they decided to kind of take that story and kind of move it into a more modern period, really. Because keep in mind, the Bride of Frankenstein came out like a few years after the original Frankenstein by Universal Studios. You've also got Christian Bale, running around looking like he basically looks like Robert De Niro from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. He's got
that's a good one. Yep. That's what I'm thinking too. Yep.
And then you've got well also too. It's interesting is that Jessie Buckley, she plays this character who gets pushed down the stairs and she breaks her neck, but then her neck looks entirely normal afterwards, right?
Yeah.
What else?
Very, very normal.
But what's also fascinating is the fact that because think about it, because with Frankenstein, like he's cobbled together from all these different body parts, right? So the brain is coming from somewhere else, the head itself is coming from a different person, everything's kind of being sewn together, literally. Whereas here, he's just reanimating a dead body, right? So it's not like there should be too much of a disconnect between of identity that she doesn't know who she is. Well, you're still the same person, because as far as I know, nobody took your brain and swapped it out for someone else's brain. Were you there? You didn't go take a shit or anything?
No. But sure, whatever you said, I agree with.
Well, I mean, not to mention too, because from that trailer, it just seems pretty shallow as well, right? Because you said yourself, there's nothing that you could mine from it, and I would agree, because it's not really, there's really not much going on here. It's just a flash in the pan. Whereas at least with Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein, right? There are elements in there that you could sort of mine and kind of have go more in depth and just say, well, why exactly did they decide to go in this direction, or what was it that Guillermo del Toro was trying to do? Because at least with that version, it's staying true to the original Gothic version that Mary Shelley was conceiving at that time. Whereas here, it's like it's going more for like a film noir, but maybe they're trying to do Gothic, maybe they aren't. It's a bit disjointed, really, in what they're trying to accomplish, visually and narratively. But yeah, that's something that we could possibly take a look at for Halloween 2026. I mean, we got a few months.
No.
Lee.
No. I mean, okay, like we obviously have to wait and see. It's just a teaser trailer. I'm not trying to suck out too much from it, right? But there's also almost nothing of substance that I felt like was in there. I do agree. It is at least somewhat interesting that it's happening in 1930 Chicago, but I mean, I don't know if that's enough to be like, oh, cool, they changed up the setting, like this is supposed to be cool and interesting. The teaser trailer definitely did not do anything that was like, oh, I cannot wait to see more of this. So,
but essentially, they're not reinventing the wheel. That's the thing. I mean, it's not like we haven't seen anything like this before, right?
Yeah, very true.
But like I said, it's something that we could possibly take a look at for October, when we do our our usual four horror movies for the month. But then again, I mean, we reviewed a lot of horrible movies, during the run of this podcast. So
yeah, that's true. Maybe it's just like so bad it's good, right? I mean, that's also a possibility, right? So yeah, there might be some hopes for this at the end of the tunnel.
I mean, I've got a tentative list right now. I definitely know we need to take a look at Prey, because that's a movie we've been pushing off. So we definitely need to include,
we have.
We definitely need to at least include a sci-fi thriller into the whole mix, just because at this point it's just become routine as part of the holiday special. But let us know down in the comments below what your thoughts are. Are you intrigued by The Bride, or do you think it's gonna splat on the ground like Jessie Buckley's character? Let us know down in the comments below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video and others like it with everybody that you know. We have a huge archive of past episodes. They've been artfully arranged into seasons, so feel free to check that out. And if you really don't like to listen to me and Lee talk, we have the Robot on Mondays. He likes to give his 2 cents on movies, so be sure to check that out. And as always, thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.